Music with Mason here. I'm still at the Wildwood in Iowa City. I'm here joined with Cold Saint.
Was born in the corn, chilling on the porch, watching storms. Like, how y'all scared of a tornado? Midwest boys trying to show 'em what we're made of. Corn or bread, do camino what they're made of. Shucking corn dog, I could. Yes. Make that bread, yeah, I should. Eat too much corn, knock me out of young might none. Put me in the ring and determine who might win. Look, y'all young buckwheat meat, I'm bison. Get an MC like me, that's frightening. Small town boy, but you see me out here making moves. Been around the world, let me show you what you step into. Middle of the map, we came through. Y'all old news, we brand new. We got that Midwest attitude. Our girls cornbread fed with gratitude.
What up, guys? How we doing?
We're doing all right. Cold Saint, you got an amazing setup there. We are glad to have you right now. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I love coming to Iowa City. I love the vibes. I always like working with Tone.
Yeah.
Summer Jam's always lit, and the crowd in here is always super loving, so I had a good time.
Cold Saint, you recently won 2024 Best Hip Hop Artist at the Iowa Music Awards, and you're known for your songs Cornbread, Cornbread, No Time, and Three in the Chamber, and you also recently released your Odds EP.
Yeah, I mean, the Against the Odds EP was interesting. I did a little bit of crowdfunding to do my Thailand tour, and as a thank you, I dropped the EP kind of sporadically.
Yeah.
And that was fun. I had a good time, and, you know, I love performing all my old stuff. I'm excited to start releasing some of this new stuff. I got a song called Headed to the Lake that's coming out here soon.
Awesome.
Pretty amped about that.
I'm ready for that. So I also wanted to mention that Thailand and China, how did you get to tour there?
Well, it was just Thailand, but Thailand, I got to tour there back in 2019. I got invited through a college, even though I didn't go to college. I just, friends. And I got invited to go out there and represent U.S. hip-hop. And then, you know, I networked. And then late last year, they reached out again saying they'd host me. Yeah. And so I went out there. And then this time, you know, I know a lot more than I knew back when I was 19. Yeah. And so I shook every hand I could. Now I'm going to Bulgaria. I got an Indonesia offer on the table. I've been discussing with the people from Nepal, Malaysia. I'm talking to Italy.
Yeah, Europe.
Yeah, Europe.
You're going to be all over the place.
I'm pretty excited about Europe. I've never been.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
I wanted to mention that you performed. Did you perform in Hawaii?
I did not perform in Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii, but
You've been there.
I've been there. I went chilling on a vacation.
Will you perform in Hawaii?
Yeah, I'd love to perform in Hawaii. Hawaii's dope, man.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it's dope.
So, go back to one of your first shows, Norwalk High School Talent Show.
Oh, yeah. The Norwalk High School Talent Show was interesting. That was actually kind of a spark for my career. You know, I've been making music since I was 10. I just turned 25 a couple weeks ago. And when I was like 14, 15, I auditioned for the high school talent show. I made it into the finals by one vote. I switched my song to something kind of hype. I mean, I switched my song. I started with the hype song, and then I switched to like a serious kind of deep song, and then I performed that in front of my whole school.
Yeah.
And I won by a landslide. My science teacher pulled me to the side in the hallway, and even though I was like failing his class, he was like, "I think you got something." He's like, "You need to take this." And I was pretty gung-ho since then, and I'm still pretty on it, man.
Yeah. What was the Bill Riley contest?
Man, you did your research, man. Bill O'Reilly was good. Bill O'Reilly was a while ago. It was like a decade ago. But Bill O'Reilly was cool, man. I had to go around to all the county fairs as a kid to audition. And it's probably not surprising that a lot of these older judges aren't very keen to rappers. So I had to travel quite a bit. And then I won. And then I went in there. I've competed a few times, really. But yeah, I loved that. I made it into the semifinalists. I got beat by a pianist.
Yeah.
But she was really good. As soon as she was like, no, she did the little flare. She was like, bump. I was like, it's over. I lose. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, Bill O'Reilly was pretty sweet. And Bill O'Reilly's a pretty nice guy. He was nice to me anyways.
Can we still find your song I'm Free on SoundCloud?
I'm free? I'm free.
That was one of your very first songs on SoundCloud. I Am Free.
This is crazy that I don't even remember my own song. Probably though. You probably can find it. I didn't tear down anything, man. You can find songs like there's a song called I Ain't Crazy that is not with my brand anymore. I left it up. I feel like it shows growth, so I didn't delete anything. So that's like one song when I was like a kid.
Yeah.
But everything else stayed. So yeah, you probably can find it. Although I prefer if you look at my new stuff. All right, I'm much better now.
Look it up, people. But yeah, who was Benny the Jet?
Benny the Jet. That was a good friend of mine a while back. We actually started like doing shows, like legit shows around the same time, like 16, 17 years old. I can't remember how we met, but I remember we went and did a show out at the Rock Island Supper Club in the Quad Cities, and we did that song called The Statement, and everybody's asking us to do a part 2. We haven't worked together in a while, but like I'd be down to do a part 2.
Yeah.
We're still cool. I actually just saw him not too long ago at Creative Exchange Festival, and that's when we got to talking about part 2.
Yeah.
So, but Benajat, he's pretty cool. I know he did that stuff with Futuristic, and he's been staying busy doing his thing. So yeah, what's up, Benny?
You met Jay Prince?
I did. Where are you finding all this?
You were Cold Saint. We have to know.
Yeah, nobody's asked me about that ever. But yeah, I met James Prince at the A3C Festival conference. A3C conference out in Atlanta. I went out there and I decided to shoot my shot. And it was in like front of 400 people, and I bought a book so I could ask him a question, and I asked him to be my mentor, and he was like, what? Why should I mentor you instead of all these people here? And I said, I'm the hungriest rapper in Iowa. And he was all like, that's quite the bold claim. And he's like, how do you know you're the hungriest rapper in Iowa? And I like turned to everybody in the room, and I was like, who's from Iowa in here? And I was the only hand up, and he was like, all right, let's talk. And he gave me his number back behind his booth. We haven't really worked since, but I sometimes shoot stuff over to his agent and stuff, and they're like, cool, great. And I don't know if he's keeping an eye on me or not, but what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Did Austin throw a diss at you?
Austin who? What is going on right now? Yeah, to this day, I stand on that. He tried to throw little fake disses at me. Man, I never diss anybody. Nobody's ever at... Where are you finding this?
You are Cold Saint. We have to know.
Yeah, Austin... I cannot believe I'm talking about this right now. Screw it. I stand on it, though. All right, so yeah, Austin... When I was a kid, he used to pick on me quite a bit, even though he was a bit older than me. And to this day, I still hear he's kind of a piece of work. So, I've heard about him like threatening women, doing terrible stuff. I'm not going to put it all on blast. You can still check it out. The video's still up in my response. But yeah, he was a childhood bully of mine. And, now that I got older, he tried poking at me again. I told him knock it off in private multiple. I tried checking it. I tried being cool and being like, hey, look, let's just leave it buried. He tried to do a song with me when I got back from Thailand in 2019, and I politely declined. I said, hey, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. I said, but I don't think our styles mesh, and I'm just not interested. And then he started throwing fake disses at me, and he pretended to tag me and stuff, but he never actually tagged me.
Yeah.
And just pretended he did. He did at Cold Saint. At the time, my Snapchat was at Saint 12. But he pretended to tag me, and I told him if he doesn't knock it off, I'll put him on blast. And I made like a 40-something second rap, and I talked to some people that he got put in prison because he's a snitch. And they told me a lot of stuff about him because he didn't believe I had anything to say about him online, and I put it all online. And I haven't seen him in forever, but last time I saw him, he would drive past me yelling stuff out his window, and I'd get out my car and be like, what are we doing? And he'd drive away. And so, what's up, Austin? I'm still not that fond of you, but
yeah,
8035
Festival, Portugal the Man, and Ellie King. What was that festival like?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah? It was a good time. That was years ago. 8035 was pretty sweet. I headlined the Gen Z stage, and I had a good crowd going, man. That was one of my bigger stuff back then when I was still really trying to tell people, hey, I'm Cold Saint. Yeah. I'm still doing it, but it's going a lot better than it was back then.
Right.
But yeah, that was really cool. 8035 was a blast. The people there were awesome. I had so much love in the crowd. That was a really great time. It was a very fun memory. So.
Yeah. Who's George?
George who? Who's George?
Old friend?
Who's George? I need more context. Who's George?
I can't believe I only put who's George.
Who's George? I'm going to feel really bad if there's somebody out there I know that's George and I'm brain farting right now.
We might come back.
George, all right, if we're boys like that, much love. I'm pretty bad about that sometimes.
Did you adopt raccoons?
What is going on right now? Yes, I did. I did. I was awesome, by the way. I had 2 raccoons. I named them Cain and Abel. I didn't just go out and steal some baby raccoons. A friend of mine found raccoons that the farmers shot the parents, and they needed a home or they would die. So I was like, I'll take some raccoons. That sounds awesome. I took both of them, named them Cain and Abel. Abel died, and I was like, My bad. That might have been a bad name choice because you know the story of Cain and Abel. And then I changed Cain's name to George Cooney, and he lived with me for about 6-7 months until he had a terminal disease.
Is that who George is?
That's who George is.
The raccoon.
George Cooney. R.I.P. George. Dude, raccoons, I know people say they're like dirty animals, but dude, they're so awesome as pets as long as, you know, you train them right and don't let them get vicious. But that was a cool pet, dude. I loved him. That was a good pet.
Did you get auditioned for The Voice and American Idol?
No, I did not.
Were you invited to do those?
I have been not invited by The Voice. I've been invited by people who know the people who run The Voice. Told me to go do a tryout in Chicago or something like that. There was something about how the contract was set up and the timing was weird that I was just like, you know, maybe not right now. So I just didn't.
Does Toby have a sock addiction?
This is crazy right now. You really did your research. Yeah. Toby has a crazy sock addiction. It's been bad for like ever. Toby's my dog. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's adorable. I love him to death. When I first picked him up on that horse farm out in Norwalk, he was like always looking at me like I just gave him a poison treat. And now every time I leave the house, he stares at me through the window, whining like, come back. But yeah, dude, I have not been able to shake him with the sock addiction. It's crazy. Like, no matter what I do, here's a bone, here's a rope, here's this. He's like, but look at the sock.
Yeah, dude,
like, look at the socks.
Yeah,
he's obsessed.
Is it true you got toilet paper for Easter?
Toilet paper for Easter?
As your Easter present?
Back when quarantine hit. Oh, I'm starting to see. You've been digging. Yeah, it was. I remember that you couldn't find toilet paper like anywhere or something. And my mom was like, here's toilet paper for Easter. This is your adult gift. And I was flexing toilet paper on, I think, Instagram. I can't remember where I did. I was like, my toilet paper.
It ran.
I hope you make an edit of this and you put the photo of me with the toilet paper just like that.
If I can. But yeah, you used to stream video games too.
I did. I still do sometimes. It's not as serious as it was. In quarantine, I got really bored, and I was like, I love video games. Okay, I don't care what anybody tells you about me. I'm a nerd. Okay, yeah. I play games. Okay, I be sacrificing sleep so I can play games at the end of my work days. Like, I go work, I get done with everything at like 10, 11 p.m. and I'll play a game for like 2-3 hours at night.
Yeah.
I'll go to bed at 2. I'll wake up at 6 or 7, and I'll go and keep working. But yeah, I used to stream quite a bit.
Yeah.
I remember Project Zomboid was like one of my big stream games.
Yeah. You also used to box.
I did. Yeah, I did. I was boxing. I love boxing. I stopped boxing because my agent, when I was getting ready to go step in the ring and start fighting for money, my booking agent asked me not to because he was worried that I would, this is what he said. Kenny said this verbatim. He said, Coach say, if you go out there and mess up your bread and butter, you're going to be messing up my bread. You're going to be messing up my bread, man. He's like, please don't go out there and fight. Please don't. And I was like, whatever. The reason I actually started boxing, I know you don't know this because I never told anybody, but the reason I actually started boxing is because we were at O-Face Bar in Council Bluffs, and I was working with a manager who's no longer with us right now, but I went up in front of a bunch of, like, what I believe to be gangsters. And my manager, this is when I was like probably 19, and my manager was all like, all right, why do people like Eminem? And I was like, he's Eminem. And they're like, no, he's the crazy white boy that all the people in the hood remember growing up with. That's why everybody likes him. He's like, I need you to be that crazy white boy. And he's like, none of the inspirational stuff right now, just be free. And what I heard from that was, go do something Eminem would do. And I went up and I did an acapella that was a little insulting to the crowd and almost got us jumped. And on the way out to the car, he was like yelling at me, and he was like, what was that? And I was like, you said be crazy. He's like, that is not what I meant. And then that's when we're like, you need to sign up for boxing. If you're gonna be getting us in trouble like that, I need to know you can fight. And that's the only reason I ever did the boxing. So after I trained got good enough that my coach was happy with the way my form was and stuff, he was like, let's go fight. And then my agent shot it down.
Yeah, but yeah. You also performed on TEDx.
I did a TED Talk event a while back. That was pretty cool, man. I didn't know they even had performances at TEDx because you only ever see them in school. And that's when I watched them. Nothing against TED Talks. I be watching Adult Swim. Okay, so but I remember just seeing that in school, and I never would imagine they'd have a rapper on there. But yeah, that was actually the only show I've ever done where they went up and they were like powdering my face for the cameras and stuff. I got my makeup done, guys.
Wow. This is a huge coincidence. I did not mean to dress this way. Look at that question right there.
Did you dress up as the Punisher?
Yeah.
I did. Dude, who have you been talking to?
You are Cold Saint,
Where?
man.
No. What? Yeah, I did. I was not expecting this for an interview. I didn't know what to expect, but these questions are not what I was expecting. But that's cool. It's a good interview. Yeah, back at 804 used to be my sponsor when the old owner had it. And I used to throw events there all the time. I threw a Halloween party. My favorite guy, my favorite Marvel character is the Punisher, dude. John Bernthal. I hope I'm saying that name right. I'm bad with actor names. But yeah, that guy, that's the Punisher. All right, that was awesome. And so I was just trying to think of what I could wear. My dad was a Marine. I come from a military family, so he had like the vests and stuff and everything. So I didn't have a costume, and I was like, Dad, can I borrow some of this stuff? And he was like, sure. So I went and dressed up as the Punisher, and I looked like a psycho walking into this place because it wasn't on Halloween that I did this. It was close to Halloween. It was a Halloween party, but I'm the first one there, right? So like, I have to get everything set up, dressed as the Punisher, and I don't really look just like the Punisher because I didn't have the skull and everything. I just kind of looked, I just had the vest and stuff, and I just said I was the Punisher.
Yeah.
And when I walked in to the restaurant that we were doing this at, everybody looked at me like wide-eyed at first because I had a duffel bag that looked like it was carrying like guns and stuff, but it was just sound equipment.
Yeah.
And I'm just dressed with war paint on my face. And yeah.
You look ready to go.
Dude, yeah. Some people were like really nervous around me. And I didn't think about that before going in.
One final question before we get to the final ending questions. You dressed up as an SCP monster for a movie.
Yeah, with Connor Botts. It's the only movie I've ever been in. And he had me, I was supposed to be the soldier. And then they needed a vampire. Well, it was like a vampire SCP creature. Basically, a messed up vampire with like these huge claws that come out of their arms, like Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Mortal Kombat?
Oh, I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's my stuff right there. But yeah, I dressed up as that, and it was a good time. I mean, they had me like, I'm pretty sure they had me murk like 3 soldiers, if I remember right.
That's badass.
It was pretty fun. I didn't have to die. Okay. I did the killing. All right. And I don't want to be a killer, but like, if I have to pick a side, all right, I don't want to die. So
who would win, the Baraka version of you or the Punisher version of you?
The Punisher version of me, dog.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody take out the Punisher. That guy's just, he's built different, dog.
Yeah. 2 final questions, Cold Saint. What's the future for you? Are we going to be seeing more music, more tour dates, more anything? What are we saying?
You know, you're definitely going to see much more music. The ball's really rolling right now. I've been doing a lot of international networking. I've been really sitting down, locking in, and just studying the game and trying to stay ahead of the curve and setting up a plan. That way, as soon as I start dropping stuff again, it's going to be rolling. All right, so I've been setting up. Things have been quiet as far as release goes for a bit, but that's just because I've been preparing. You're definitely going to see more of me. God ain't put no quit in me, so I ain't quitting. Y'all are going to see much more of me. Headed to the Lake is going to be my next release, so stay tuned for that. And I appreciate all the love I've been getting. It's been awesome. So.
Yeah. And finally, what would you say to the young aspiring musicians and rappers who want to be in your spot right now, doing what they love, touring all over the place, and just being who they want to be?
Dude, don't quit. Do not quit. I don't care what anybody says to you. I don't care how many people hate you. All right, even if like 1% of the population likes your music, millions of people like you. Okay, like you're not gonna win every crowd you go to. So I mean, it's really easy to get turned down in this game, especially in the hip hop game. I mean, it's a brutal genre as far as like crowd work goes and stuff. Like you just gotta stay at it and don't look at this like you're just making music. You need to look at this like it's a business, all right? Because it is, all right? Like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm the business man, all right? So you need to start studying. You need to be going to conferences and networking with these people. You need to be looking up how, because the game's forever evolving too. So you can't just like study some old videos. You need to study like stuff now. Like I watch at least one YouTube video every day that's on like modern industry stuff, so I know how to work my socials, I know how to release my singles, I know where to send everything, I know how to do my legal work. You need to make sure you're getting your publishing set straight, and you know, don't go out there oblivious, all right? And don't take the first deal that's ever given to you, or I'd be screwed right now and you guys definitely wouldn't be seeing me. They've tried to shelf me for like 5 years.
Yeah, but you learned.
I mean, I said no right away, I already knew. But yeah, I did learn. As just stay learning, be coachable, and don't quit.
That's right. Cold Saint, thank you so much for being with me. This was awesome. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, this was a fun interview. This is one of my favorite interviews now.
Thank
I
you.
was so taken back by the questions you were asking me.
Well,
so,
I appreciate it.
man, shout out this guy, shout out y'all, and stay tuned and check me out, Cold Saint, on literally everything.
We will see you in the next interview.
See you in the next one.